Hello students, in the previous video we read some of the pages of the Kingdom of Fools, in which we got to know that a trouble occurred in the Kingdom of Fool where a thief was killed because of a weak wall, and the thief's brother blamed the rich merchant for the death of his brother because of the weak wall. But the merchant put the blame on the book bricklayer because he made the weak wall. Then the blacksmith forwarded the blame to the dancing girl. Then, after the dancing girl was cold, she put the blame on the goldsmith who made her come up and down in the street because he made excuses for her jewelry. Finally, the goldsmith was cold and he passed on the blame to the rich merchant again because he was the one who forced him to prepare the jewelry on time. That's why he couldn't prepare the jewelry of the dancing girl on time. Then let's see what happens further in the story. So, when the rich merchant said that he was not to be blamed, but the king decided that he would be executed, then the stake was got ready. But unfortunately, the stake was not fit for the rich merchant. That's why the king sent his servants in the kingdom to find a man who would be fit for the stake. Now the servants found a man, the disciple, who was so fat because of eating bananas, rice, wheat, and ghee. He was so fat that he would be fit for the stake. That's why the disciple was taken to the court and he requested the king that he should not be punished. Then the guru arrived because the disciple prayed to his guru. Then Guru made a plan. He said to the king to put him to stake first. The king was shocked that why the king and the guru and the disciple were fighting to go first at the stake. Then the king asked the guru to tell him the secret why he wanted to go first at the stake. The guru made a plan in advance. That's why he told the king that there was a mystery. The stake was the stake was the stake of God. Whosoever would go first at the stake, he would be the king of this country in the next birth. The king was now thrown into deep thought. The king started thinking. He didn't want to lose his kingdom to anybody else. He needed some time to think, so he ordered the execution to be postponed. He delayed the execution because he thought that whosoever would put to death, he would be the next king. So he ordered the execution postponed to the next day and talked in secret with his minister. It is not right for us to give the kingdom to someone else in the next life. Let's go on the stake ourselves. We will be reborn as king and minister again. Holy man, do not tell lies. He said, the saint, holy man, the saints, the gurus do not tell lies. And the minister agreed because we know that king and the minister both were idiots. So that's why the king and the minister, they both decided to go at the stake. First the king would go to the stake, then the minister. So he told the executioner, we will send the criminal tonight. When the first man come to you, put him to death first. Then the second man, those are my orders. Don't make any mistake. That night, the king and the minister went secretly to the prison. They went into the jail. They released They made them free. The Guru and the disciple were released, and they disguised. Disguised mean to dress themselves as the Guru and the disciple in the jail, and arranged beforehand the loyal servants that they should be taken to death and they should be accordingly executed. When their dead bodies were taken down to be thrown to crows and vulture, these are birds, the people got panicked because what they saw that the dead bodies belonged to their king and the minister. So the city was in confusion. They got punished, they got puzzled that what to do, because now who would rule on them? Their king as well as their minister had died. All night they mourned. Mourned mean they cried in pain and discussed the future of the kingdom. Some people suddenly thought of the Guru and the disciple and caught up with them as they were preparing to leave town unnoticed. The Guru and the disciple wanted to leave the kingdom of fools, but the people requested them to stay there and to be their king and minister. Others agreed, the people got agreed. We people need a king and a minister, so they thought that the guru and the disciple would be the right king and minister for them. They begged the guru, begged mean they requested the guru and the disciple to be their king and their minister. It did not take any or many argument to convince, pursued mean to convince the disciple, because the disciple always launched, always had desire of the materialistic things. He always wanted to enjoy his luxurious life. It did not take any argument to convince the disciple, but it took longer to persuade the Guru. The Guru was not ready because he did not want to be in a materialistic world. Finally, they agreed to rule the kingdom, but they laid one condition. They finally agreed to the rule or to rule the kingdom of the foolish king and the silly minister on the condition that they could change all the old laws. Finally, the Guru and the king got agreed, but the condition was that they would change the old rules. Which old rules? That the night will, that earlier there was night as day and day as night, but now the Guru wanted the day to be treated as day and night must be treated as night. From then on, night would again be night and day would again be day. And you could get nothing for a dudu. It became like the other place. Means everything had different prices according to the worth. So the kingdom of fools was no longer the kingdom of fools because the foolish king and the minister had died. So the new rules were made because of the guru. He was wise. Okay, so read to this chapter thoroughly. Okay, so what we have read, we have went through different things. We have read through the trial means there were many blames put on to different people like merchant, bricklayer, dancing girl, goldsmith, and again the merchant. Everybody tried to save themselves, and they kept on transferring the blame to someone else because they knew that the king was foolish, the minister was foolish. Then, this we have read. So we got to know that the judgment of the king came to a full circle. It started from the rich merchant and again reached to the rich merchant. He ordered the merchant to be executed. New steak was prepared, but unfortunately it was too big. So when they kept on searching a fat man, finally the disciple was found. So this tells us that greed is always dangerous. Whenever someone is greedy, he or she will be put into a trouble because of the greed, isn't it? So the disciple was put into trouble because of his own greed. If he would have listened to the guru's wisdom or to the guru's words, he would have been saved. He wouldn't have been in that trouble. But luckily he had got such a guru that who had magical power. He came to know that his disciple was in trouble. That's why the guru could save his disciple. So guru was very wise. How can we say that guru was wise? He was so intelligent because he knew that the king and the minister both were fools. So that's why he had made a plan in advance. So he started making a story, and he convinced the king that whosoever would put on the stake first, he will be the king in the next birth. And king was foolish enough. He was caught in the web or in the trap of the guru. So this way, the climax that the final end of the story was that the guru rescued mean he saved his disciple. The disciple understood the plan of the guru also. He also took part in that plan. And finally, because of the foolishness, the king and the disciple died. And the people finally got rid of, means they finally got freed from the foolish king and the minister. Now they would have a wise king and minister. So what did we learn from this story? We learned that one should not be greedy as the disciple. If someone would be greedy as disciple, he or she will be put into trouble because of the greed. Second thing that we have learned is that one should not have the company of fools. You never know when or where those fools would put themselves as well as you into the trouble. So always choose your company wisely. Do not hang out with the fools or foolish people. And the third thing I think we have learned is that we should always listen to our elders, especially our parents and gurus, the teachers. If the disciple would have listened to the guru's wisdom or words, he would not be in trouble. So read the story thoroughly and think about the other morals as well.